In a League of Their Own podcast is brought to you by Smooth My Balls. Are you sick of snagging your nuts or cutting yourself with a generic Bic razor or generic clipper? Well, now you don't have to worry. Smooth My Balls offers a 5-star below-the-belt care for men, starting with the Turf Chopper 3.0, the next level razor that provides a very smooth and clean finish with no cuts on your sack. And coming in for the closer, you got the Pube Muncher 1.0, a compact mini vac that cleans up a job with no hair left behind. Head over to smoothmyballs.com today and use code LEAGUE at checkout for 15% off your top of the line men's grooming kit. Again, that's LEAGUE, LEAGUE, for 15% off. Smooth My Balls, shave like a pro.
Rep Sports. Rep Sports is a leading supplement and nutrition company that provides everything from pre-workout and protein to recovery supplements. If you're looking for a healthy pick-me-up, Rep also offers Raise Energy, a zero sugar drink that helps with workout and recovery, mental focus as well. Head over to repsports.com today and use code LEAGUE for 15% off your order. That's LEAGUE for 15% off.
Golf kicks. Tired of wearing the same old boring golf shoes? Not the most comfortable? Now you don't have to worry. Customize all types of shoes, from Crocs to flip-flops, sneakers to boat shoes, and wear them in style while you rip it up on the course. Head over to golfkicks.com and use code OWN20 at checkout to get a 20% discount on your order. That's OWN20. Screw your shoes.
Streamer Loot. Want to rep the best up-and-coming sports podcast? Of course you do. Head over to streamerloot.co today and check out our first line of merch. We have t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, and stickers. Again, that is streamerloot.co to check out our merch. All right, welcome to the show, everybody. Today, the 2021 NFL schedule was released, and we're going to be breaking it down for you.
There goes that man's jockstrap. Oh my God, did you see that? America's team? Yeah, right.
Oh, baby, it's a big day in sports. There's nothing like battling it out with your teammates all season long to go win a championship.
Green Bay's got it this year.
Huge move for them. I think it's going to be a game changer.
We have a lot to talk about this busy week in the sports world. Welcome to the In a League of Their Own podcast.
All right, so we have our final records made up from the whole schedule, starting from the top, AFC North. What do you got the Browns going this year?
10-7.
I got them going 11-6. I think I had them going undefeated at home. I don't know if I picked them losing at home at all. Steelers
8-9.
5-12. Ravens
10-7.
8-9. Bengals
6-11.
5-12. AFC South Titans
11-6.
That's what I have as well. Colts
9-8.
I got the Colts going 10-7. The Jaguars
5-12.
6-11, and the Texans
4-13.
3-14. AFC East Bills
11-6.
12-5. Patriots
10-7.
That's what I have as well. Dolphins
6-11.
5-12. Jets
7-10.
8-9. Jets crazy right there. The Jets doing better than the Dolphins. But I mean, the Dolphins aren't anything to write home about either, so I guess that's not as surprising as I'm making it be. But end of the AFC West, Chiefs
12-5.
That's what I have as well. Raiders
10-7.
6-11. Chargers
9-8.
10-7. Broncos
6-10.
3-14. Over to the NFC North, Packers
12-5.
13-4. Vikings
10-7.
11-6. Bears
7-10.
8-9. Lions
8-9.
Ooh, 6-11. NFC South, the Bucks
12-5.
That's what I have as well. Saints
14-3.
Holy shit. I got them going 9-8. Panthers
3-14.
5-12. Falcons
8-9.
9-8. NFC East, the Cowboys
7-10.
11-6. Giants
8-9.
10-7. Eagles
3-14.
4-13, and Washington
9-8, winning the division.
8-9. NFC West, Rams
9-8.
11-6. Seahawks
10-7.
12-5. Cardinals
9-8.
10-7, and the Niners
9-8.
11-6. So that's the division that I have that potentially all four teams could make it. 11-6, 12-5, 10-7, 11-6. All are double-digit wins.
Yeah, I have 10-7, 9-8, 9-8, 9-8 for that division.
That's crazy.
It's definitely the toughest division in football.
For sure.
That's why their records are going to be so close like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, otherwise the one that stands out to me, I have the Giants going 10-7, which is crazy.
Yeah, I got the Washington football team winning that division again.
I got the
9-8, winning the last game over the Giants.
All right. Yeah, I got the Cowboys winning the East, and then the Bucks winning the South at 12-5.
Got the Saints winning.
Oh yeah, 13-4. You had them
14-3.
14-3. So they got the best division in football.
They have the best record in football. Yep.
NFC North, I got the Packers winning it 13-4.
Yeah, I got the Packers as well. So then what is it? The top 8 teams would make it in each
In what?
division? Like in the
Conference, you
AFC,
mean?
18, yeah.
No, it's still 7 from each side.
Oh yeah, and the one gets the bye.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs I have top in the AFC.
I got the Bills and Chiefs both at 12-5. I don't remember if they played each other, but obviously whoever won that would get the tiebreaker. Or no, it goes to division record and then conference record and then head to head, I think. So
Yeah, either for me it'd be Chiefs. Chiefs would get it. Then it would be I have Titans, Bills with 11-6, so they'd be in there. And then it'd be the last teams would be Raiders, Patriots, Browns, and Ravens.
yeah, so I'd have either the Bills or the Chiefs. Don't know who would get the 1 seed there.
I think the same teams coming out.
And then Titans and Browns are 11-6. And then so that's 4 teams. Patriots 10-7. Colts 10-7. So that's 6. And then I got the Ravens 8-9, Jets 8-9. So those two would fight to see whoever the last was.
Jets potentially making the playoffs.
I definitely would to guess that, dude, but I don't know. I have them struggling to start the year. Loss, win, loss. So 1-5 to start the season. So apparently I got them getting their shit together for the second half.
I have them 1-8 to start. Or 1-7, excuse me, to start the year.
So then over on the NFC side, I'd have the Packers with the 1 seed, the Bucks with the 2 seed, or the Seahawks. Both are 12-5. So that's 3 teams. Vikings 11-6, 49ers 11-6, and the Rams 11-6. So that's 5 teams.
But you got to take the division winner out of the East.
Okay, the West. So it'd be the Seahawks. Okay, so Seahawks, Cowboys, Bucks, Packers, and then your 3 divisional team or the 3 wildcard teams would be the Vikings and the Rams and the Niners. All are 11-6.
Shit, how I would have it, it would be Saints with the 1, Packers, Bucks 2, 3, Seahawks, then Washington football team, and then I don't know how it would be. It would be either between. Well, no, I got the Vikings in there too. So, Bucks, Saints, Vikings, Packers, Washington football team, Seahawks. And I'm missing one more team. It'd be the next team. So it'd either be the Rams, Cardinals, or the Niners. Whoever has the best divisional record. And I have them all going 9-8. So that's a crapshoot.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, all these seem pretty realistic. There's a couple head scratchers. Like I said, got the Giants going 10-7, and the Jets going 8-9, having a losing record, potentially making the playoffs the way I have it set up. So, aside from that, it all seems pretty realistic. Again, kind of biased having the Packers with the best record, but also I didn't expect them to go 13-3 2 straight seasons. So,
I got the Saints at the top. I feel like Breeze walking away. You have James coming in wanting to really earn a spot, and especially now that he can see and everything. Plus Tampa Bay being the team that kicked him to the curb, and then they just won a Super Bowl. I feel like he's just going to be gunning for everybody's heads this year. Like I feel like he's literally going to try to win MVP.
yeah, I mean, if he comes out with that mindset,
And he's got the weapons to do it.
Oh, for sure, and a good defense to back him up. Yeah, I mean, even still, I got the Saints with a winning record, 9-8. Although, with my scenario, they'd miss out on the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think the biggest matchup of the year is? I obviously think it's going to be Tom and going back to New England.
I think that's going to be probably the closest one. I know like Packers Chiefs is going to be another one, although I think
you really think that game's going to be close? I don't.
It should be close. It's later in the year. If it was earlier in the year, I'd say that I'd probably would have had the Chiefs winning it if it was early in the year. But I think it's like week 7 or week 9. So both team, I take a prime Green Bay Packers in their best shape over a Chiefs in their best shape.
I just think the Chiefs with their fucking pretty much unstoppable offensive line that they have now, all Pro Bowlers, it's going to be tough to fucking get to Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been tough to get to Mahomes.
But now that he's actually got blockers for one time in his life.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's had that good of a line.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Bucs basically were the only team to expose him last year. Otherwise...
Well, and that's because the Bucs D line is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun year for sure. Yet again, it's still going to be really interested in Deshaun Watson, what's happening with him, because supposedly he came out and said that all the suits are going to be settled or whatever. And then one of the lawyers came out and said, no, there ain't no chance of this being settled anytime soon.
Yeah.
But supposedly there's still like 7 or 8 teams that are still interested in Deshaun Watson pending what all goes through. So...
Yeah, I mean, if something happens at this point, it's going to be after June 1st, just with the cap, saving the cap space on guys like that. Even Rodgers, I mean, essentially Rodgers kind of has really 2 or 3 weeks to make up his mind on that contract offer from the Packers. And obviously, if he doesn't accept it before June 1, then all of a sudden the tables turn back the other way, and he's going to be probably gone they can't come up with a deal in the next 3 weeks here.
Say that again.
Like Rodgers got the offer earlier this week.
It was from May 6th, so last week technically.
Okay, so
when it was came out.
So June 1 is kind of that point where if teams are going to trade or get rid of somebody, they're saving a lot of cap space.
Doing it after.
Yeah, by doing it after. So if Rodgers is going to stay, if he doesn't do it before June 1, teams are going to be ringing off the hook because he's going to be cheaper, is what I'm saying. So if Green Bay doesn't sign him before June 1st, I think that it turns the tables again, because it seems at the time the the ocean's kind of settled and it's kind of calm and Rodgers is going to stay. But if it goes, I mean, why wouldn't it be signed in 3 or 4 weeks? Because there's obviously still stuff going on, or he's not happy with the numbers. So as soon as June 1 comes, those phones are going to be ringing off the hook, and somebody else is going to put together a package for him that he's going to like.
Well, earliest rumors on that contract was that it would have made him the highest paid quarterback by far. I think it was like $70 million a season that they were going to give him. It was something ridiculous. But I guess that the money isn't the big issue for him. So, like, I think personally, the longer he waits, the more the Packers have control, because we do have him under contract until 2023. Whether or not he wants to be a Packer or not, it doesn't matter. We already said we weren't trading him, and we're not going to. So I feel like it'd be stupid on his part to try to force your way out when you have no leverage in your contract. Plus, you have zero guaranteed money coming in.
Yeah.
Like, you're basically in the worst position possible. And obviously that's why you make a ruckus, to try to make it something happen. But also at the same time, Green Bay could totally turn around and fuck them. You know,
Yeah. Well,
like
that's the
Brett
thing.
Favre, like kind of like the Brett Favre, like what that happened too. Like, obviously he would have been a Packer for forever, but we had Aaron Rodgers and it was his turn to go. So it's kind of like, okay, move on. Like, we know that you'd love to play for the Packers, but at this point, Aaron Rodgers is our guy. Sorry, we got to let you go type of deal.
Mhm.
Where this could totally be something in the works with us just signing Blake Bortles. Now we have 2 quarterbacks on the roster. We still have those 2 guys coming in for that rookie camp thing. And this whole deal is like working on being done. John Kuhn mentioned today on the Pat McAfee show, when he made an appearance with AJ Hawk, that he thinks it's something way beyond the money. Like, he since he actually works for the Packers, he couldn't really say too much, because he said that they gave him strict guidelines of what he could say and what he couldn't say, because he obviously knows the details of all this. But he basically just said that it's not as bad as people really like made it out to be, in the media made it out to be. Things are a lot better than planned, and supposedly the deal that was offered was literally to make him the highest paid quarterback ever.
Yeah, kind of going back to what you said though about him not having any guaranteed money. That's
what he wants. He doesn't want the biggest contract in NFL history. He wants security and guaranteed money, knowing that he could play for the Packers forever and still getting paid. I think that's what John Kuhn kind of like was leaning towards when he was talking. It was kind of like he's in for like the guaranteed money type of thing, instead of, he doesn't give a shit about being the highest paid quarterback of all time. He just wants guaranteed money, a good chunk, to be able to play for the Packers. Like, basically like the money that you'd give somebody, showing him that, hey, you're our guy type of thing.
Well, the point I was gonna make though is that because he doesn't have guaranteed money, he's more disposable. The Packers don't owe him shit, so why keep? If you owe the guy millions and millions and millions of dollars, yes, you're going to be more obliged to keep him, because whether he's on your roster or you get rid of him, you owe him that money. He has no guaranteed money. He's more easily disposable.
But if he walks away, he owes the Packers $22 million.
That's nothing to Rodgers. That's half a year's salary for him.
Well, he has zero money coming in.
Well, yeah, from the Packers, but State Farm commercials. I'm sure he makes money golfing when he's in the off season,
Not
getting into
23
tournaments.
million, though.
No, but he's got. I guarantee that, like, yes, 22 million sounds like a lot, but when you're an NFL quarterback, if he really wanted out, that 22 million wouldn't be anything to him. That's if he really wants out again. Because that's like if the Packers had guaranteed money on him, I think that this situation would have been resolved before it even got to the media. Honestly, because now that he knows he's disposable, it's just bringing more attention to the media. Oh, because like that wasn't even really like known until like maybe 6 months to a year ago, that Rodgers
contract had zero guaranteed money. It was just when he re-signed his extension like 2 years back. Oh, boom! This is his extension. This is how much it's worth. And then however many months ago, oh, by the way, none of that was guaranteed. And then everybody went in an uproar. What the hell? They're not paying this guy guaranteed money. So it's just that's where the media trail started all the way back with this, to where if they just gave the guy guaranteed money up front, they would have sat down in a room in one go and settled the whole thing and made him happy. But it all comes back to not giving the guy guaranteed money. It shows, oh, you're not worth enough to us to keep us here. You're disposable. If you want to leave, leave. Even though they say they won't trade him. So
But
it's
also, who's to say at the same time, if you give him the guaranteed money, you put the ball in his court, then he sits out and you still have to pay the guy. That
Yeah.
bites you. That bites you double.
Well, that could happen with any player, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, and it happens all the time.
What's happening with Deshaun Watson? I don't know how much they owe him, but he has a lot of guaranteed money from the Texans, whether he plays for them or not this year.
Oh, I'm curious.
Because he just signed. He had a decent sized contract not too long ago.
Yeah, he signed a 4-year, $156 million contract.
And how much of that was guaranteed? Probably almost half, if not over half.
Guaranteed at signing was $73 million.
So half of that was guaranteed then.
And this is 2021. So he got a $5.4 million signing bonus this season. He's $15.9 million against the cap. If they don't have him on the team, he's $67 million in dead cap towards them.
So if they let him leave, that's how much money he's going to cost them?
If his cap hit, it would be 15.9 if they let him walk.
Oh, okay.
After June 1, it would be 10.5. But the amount of dead cap, that's like $67 million is what he takes up of their roster. It's like the 180 million or whatever the cap's at, he holds $67 million of that with his contract. Because that'd be your dead cap.
Okay.
So then, yeah. So his base salary this season was $10 million with a 5.4. So that's where you get the 15.9 is what his cap hit would be. Because the 5.4 signing bonus plus his 10 million and then next season, oh my God. Next season, he's guaranteed his base salary is $35 million with a 5.4 million. Next year, he's $40.4 million against the cap. Then the year after, he's 42.4 against the cap. If he's still on the team on the Houston Texans in 2023, they owe him a $17 million roster bonus for being on the team.
For just showing up, 17 million bucks.
Yep, and he gets $5.4 million every single year for his signing bonus. He got 7.4 his first season, or not his first season. This was just since his last contract. Shit. So he's made a fuck ton of money.
I wonder why he can afford to drag this whole shit out.
Total guaranteed money from that contract that he signed, the 4-year, is $110,717,123 is what he's actually guaranteed. So $101 million over 4 years guaranteed.
Jeez.
It's like $25 million a year.
And he literally wouldn't have to play football.
No. That's guaranteed money.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And he's not even the highest paid. Who was the highest paid guy now?
Mahomes. Or no. Well, Dak Prescott with his new deal he just signed. I think he gets like 50 million in his first year, I want to say. And then it goes down. Yeah.
Yeah, he signed a 4-year. Yeah, he signed for $4 more million than Sean did. He's 4-year, $160 million, guaranteed $126 million.
That's Prescott.
Yeah. So they just made his signing bonuses huge as fuck. So he gets $9 million base salary, plus he gets a $13.2 million for signing the contract. And then his signing bonuses for the next 4 seasons, he gets $13.2 million at the beginning of every season for the signing bonus.
That's great.
And then in 2024, if he's still on the roster, he gets a $5 million bonus. But that's nothing compared to baseball money, though, dude.
Well, yeah, but they also do 10, 12, 14-year contracts.
Well, and they also play 182 games instead of 17.
162.
Or yeah, 162 instead of 17.
But also they don't play every single game. They probably play half to 3/4 of them because they have off days where other people come in.
Unless you're Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Or like
but also
Bryce Harper.
But also he's a center fielder, so he doesn't have to. If you're left field or right field, you're running a hell of a lot more than a center fielder.
I think that'd almost be opposite. If you're center, you're probably running, I feel like, more because you got to get to all the gaps.
Yeah, but left and right field,
you're just guarding the lines more.
Yeah, but you have to play out of bounds too. And if there's a ball left center or right center, sometimes the right fielder comes over or left fielder comes out and gets it. So you don't have to do anything sometimes.
Yeah, but the center fielder's got to run all the way and be the backup. So the center fielder's got to run all the way to back the center plus be behind the guy in case the ball gets by him.
Yeah.
And every play. But then you also, being the outfielder, right field, you got to come down to first base every time the catcher is going to throw it down to first. You're the guy that backs that up.
I guess it'd be interesting to see like what position runs the most in a year or just in a game.
I bet second and shortstop play the most, or first base.
Run the most?
Play the most games in a season.
Oh no, I was saying run the most, like running, like tracking how far, like what position is running the most every game. It's got to be an outfielder.
I think I was gonna guess shortstop.
But the shortstop is only moving 10 feet in either direction.
But usually a handful of times a game, where an outfielder, you may get one ball all game.
Yeah, but you might be running 100+ feet for that one ball.
Right, but being a shortstop, covering second base on steals, you're moving over on that, plus double play balls, you're moving over to second base. I wonder, it would be interesting.
I'm looking it up right now. What position runs the pitcher? Oh, the pitcher is the most important position. Okay.
Yeah, it's the most important, but who runs the most?
I don't know. It doesn't really.
Because obviously the most physically demanding is going to be a catcher.
Oh yeah. I don't know. It's not showing. Apparently, maybe hasn't been a study done on it that as to what position runs the most in baseball. Hardest position to play, catcher. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I guess it depends how good your pitchers are too. Because if your pitcher's having a rough game, your outfielders are gassed.
Well, anybody who's going to be gassed, you're going to be moving all the time.
Yeah.
Where if your pitcher's good, you might not even fucking touch one ball all game.
Yeah. Which I guess that's probably why it's hard to like do a study on it, because you could literally be gassed and fucking running hundreds of feet a game. In some games, you move 5 feet.
Or sometimes all they're hitting is home runs, and all you're not even moving.
Yeah, you just turn
You
to
just
look at
watch
it and be
go
like,
over
yeah,
your head.
yeah, I'm not getting that. Yeah, suppose we could kind of wrap it up here.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, NFL season is kind of a ways away. This is really the last thing until OTAs, which a bunch of teams are even opting out of. OTAs aren't even really going to be a thing. So training camp.
Yeah, they are though. Minnesota Vikings are going to be in the building this week. Patriots have 50 guys in their building working out. So basically, all the players who thought that they had leverage, whoever was the first moron to show up in the building and start working out, ruined it for everyone. So now every team's going to be in there because all the coaches are going to be, oh, this team's in there. We got to be in there. They're getting a competitive advantage. So you know how that goes. So
Yeah.
every team's going to be there.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
Adam Thielen
May,
broke
so
that
it's going to
news
be
the other day.
June, July, 2.5 months yet.
Yeah, Adam Thielen broke that news the other day on accident. He slipped up when he was talking, and he's just like, "Oh shoot."
That's funny. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Again, feel free to drop comments on what you guys think your favorite team or teams, or if you want to go through the whole schedule like we did and kind of make your predictions as well. It's
Hey,
fun.
one last prediction here before we shut her down. MVP, who you got? Offensive and defensive. Let's go offensive and defensive. Who's gonna win MVP?
So, that's technically three different players because there's MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year.
But doesn't whoever usually wins the MVP usually win the
No,
offensive or the defensive?
because Rodgers won MVP and Derrick Henry won Offensive Player of the Year.
Well, that's because he ran over 2,000. You know what I mean? If Rodgers wouldn't have got MVP, Derrick Henry would have got MVP. And he
Yeah,
would have been Offensive Player of the Year.
is that how it is though? I feel like they make sure that, I don't know if they make it so that the MVP can be Offensive Player of the Year.
All you got to do is just look at the GOAT. I'm just looking at Tom Brady awards here. Because if somebody was going to do it, he would have done it.
No, because 2019, Michael Thomas was Offensive Player of the Year. He didn't get MVP. 2018, Patrick Mahomes got it. Did he win MVP 2018 or did he win it 2019? No, Lamar Jackson got it in 2019.
Aaron Rodgers did it back in when they won the Super Bowl.
'19 offense. No, it's always Drew Brees 2011 Offensive Player of the Year.
Fucking dude, I got a botched Google. I swear to God, because like how I was telling you before, I couldn't even find the schedule. I swear something's wrong with my.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure I've never. The NFL makes sure that happens. That whoever the MVP is can't win Offensive Player of the Year. It's basically the runner up. So like how you always have your three candidates for MVP every year. Whoever's best gets MVP. Whoever's second best, if it's an offensive player, usually gets Offensive Player of the Year.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, top three then. Who you got?
Okay, I'm gonna say, gosh, I don't. Do you have somebody in mind? I gotta think on it for a second.
Yeah, I have all three of mine.
Okay, go for it.
MVP, I got Jameis Winston.
Oh my god.
You laugh, dude. You fucking laugh.
Oh my god. Okay.
When they go 14-3 this season, I'm gonna tell you fucking didn't spin, bud. But yeah,
okay.
I got Jameis MVP.
Who's your Offensive Player of the Year?
So here's where if Jameis doesn't win MVP, he's gonna win Offensive Player of the Year because he's gonna go off the season. So Fuck you, dude.
I can't keep a straight face listening to Jameis Winston and MVP in the same fucking sentence. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
And then I'm gonna the other person I'm gonna have is Mr. Aaron Rodgers again.
Okay.
So those two are gonna be MVP, Player of the Year. Both of those guys are gonna be 1-2. And then for defense, for some reason, I feel like JJ Watt is gonna hit a new rebirth in Arizona, and I feel like he's gonna win another Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay. So I am going to say Derrick Henry goes back-to-back Offensive Player of the Year. At least that's realistic. I'm gonna say he goes back to. Oh, I'm gonna say he goes. I'm gonna say he goes back-to-back Offensive Player of the Year. I don't know if he'll touch 2,000 yards, but I could see him hitting 1,800 again. Oh, MVP though.
You realize the only person to ever go back-to-back, it was LT when he scored his 40 touchdowns.
It's okay. I could see Derrick Henry matching it though.
Yeah.
And speaking of rebirths, Matthew Stafford for MVP.
Jesus.
Los Angeles Rams.
What do you have the record?
11-6. 11-6. I think I could see him because look at what he did in Detroit with shit. And
That
shit
doesn't necessarily, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to transfer. You'd like to think that it would, but that doesn't guarantee it.
No, I don't know. I like Matt Stafford though. I've always liked him
because he's going against a lot tougher defenses all season long now too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like Matt
lines
Stafford.
that he's got to face, dude. He's got to face Watt 2 times a season. He's got to face Donald 2 times a season. Name one great defensive lineman that Khalil Mack was the one good to deep. Smith too, Zadarius, he did pretty good too. But those guys are in no breath. Khalil is, but it's no breath. And Joey Bosa is back too, full health. Oh, Nick Bosa, I mean, sorry for
and Joey. Both of them were hurt, I think.
Yeah, both of them were hurt last year. That's why I think the Chargers are going to do a lot better this year too. Their defense, Melvin Ingram, their linebacker, he was done all season. Bosa was out all. Their defense was. I feel bad for their coach that got let go. All their defensive stars got fucking hurt, and then they were in the most one-score games out of any team last year in the NFL, and he gets cut.
Yeah, but for defensive player of the year, Jadeveon Clowney, 14.5 sacks. I'm calling it.
Jadeveon Clowney.
He's in Cleveland, 14.5 sacks. Mark it down.
It's possible.
I'll say he at least breaks 10, but I think 13.5 to 15 would solidify him as defensive player of the year.
Yeah. How you think Matt Stafford? Dude, that's how I'm saying is going to be Jameis throwing a Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara out of the backfield. And
he's going to be good.
He's going to have the most passing. He's going to have the most passing yards. That doesn't mean he's going to have the most touchdowns or least amount of picks, but he's going to have the most passing yards. Which puts you right there in that conversation for Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. But I mean, Rodgers won it. I think he was 6th or 7th for the year for passing yards.
Yeah, but he's got fucking 4 picks.
48, yeah. 48 touchdowns, I think 5.
Yeah, that was his 48 and 5.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'd say by week 6, we'll be able to see if Jameis Winston is realistic, Matthew Stafford's realistic. By week 6.
Basically, by week 6, all of those picks we'll be able to see if what we said is going to.
Yeah.
Because J.J. Watt and Clowney would have to have probably 5 sacks probably by week 6.
At least, yeah. Because they'll slow down. They'll slow down as the year as guys get more conditioned and they get like used to these edge rushers more.
Yeah, but with these OTAs and all the virtual stuff that they're doing, a lot of players are saying that their like careers are going to last a lot longer because they're not like John Kuhn was talking about that today. I almost pissed myself. Him and AJ Hawk, like they're best buddies, like Kuhn and Hawk, and they talked about how they're like best friends, but in practice, neither one of them like OTAs, neither one of them could swallow their pride, and they'd fucking go 100 miles an hour and fucking slam into each other all the time. And he's like, I guess Kuhn was like, yeah, I guess we just never had that gentleman's agreement to be like 80%. We'll go 80%. Because he goes, I couldn't trust that AJ was going to let up. And then they talked about this other nutcase that they had on the Packers. I don't even know his name. I don't even think he played on the starting roster. But this guy was just a savage in OTAs because he wants to make a roster and wants to play. I guess this dude just goes the balls to the wall. And Jeff Saturday, when he came to the Packers this last season, first goddamn OTA, this dude bull rushed him and Saturday, and Saturday got up, took all his helmet off and shit, and said, "All right, I'm out. I'll be back in 2 weeks." And he left and just took all the fines and came back 2 weeks later because some young kid just fucking canned him, and he's in his last season, thinking he's gonna go through it nice and easy, and some motherfucker cans him in the first practice. But yeah, he was just like OTAs is just a beast by guys fucking each other up. Basically, like a lot of concussions and stuff happen. They say a lot of the injuries that nag guys all season long happen in OTAs, and now you're taking that out of the picture. Guys' careers are going to last a lot longer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll see once the NFL season rolls around. Again,
did you happen to see that video of the 2 little kids playing football that went viral?
Which one?
Dude, these kids are doing this. They're like 4 years old, 5 years old, and they're fully dressed in pads. So one kid's gets the ball and he's running, and the defensive player, like, it's like you're trying to cut somebody off out of bounds, except for the defensive player just runs and they turn around and you're stuck. And the running back's full motor going at you. And the running back kid lowers his head and fucking runs this kid over. This kid's not moving, dude. Like, this kid gets fucked up at like 5 years old, full blown concussion to the head. And it's just like Sean Merriman. You remember who that is, right?
Yeah, for the Chargers.
He wants to do the same drill with the coach that ran the drill. He called him out and said he wants to run the same drill with the coach and show him what it's like. I didn't know if you happened to see that or not, because that like was blowing up all about football and like CTE and all that shit.
I know
it's stirred a huge pot.
Yeah. Well, I know as of late, even just like a lot of the younger football is turning into flag football. They don't even allow contact until like high school or middle school in a lot of areas now.
Smart.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
You don't really need to know how to. Anybody can learn how to tackle. You can learn the mechanics to tackle, so you don't need to be beating the piss out of your body, work on the skills. Like, pretty much everything's turning into a skill-based game anyway. Linebackers are no longer meatheads. You got to be able to run like a 4-4 to be able to cover the tight ends and wide receivers. So everything's really changing more to like speed. So I feel like you don't really need to lay on that hardcore contact as a young kid.
No.
High school is when you should start contact. Hockey, I would say those a little different though, because that's such a big part of the game, using your body to protect the puck, where in football you don't really have that because you just have one guy holding the ball to your chest.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be diving into some sports news. Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday. Some reason I was thinking it was Friday. So yeah, we'll be back 2 more days for some sports news. If you haven't yet, go check out our interview we had yesterday with Jake Adams. It was great sitting down with him. And also, NHL playoffs start this weekend. Check out our Instagram page. There's a link to our NHL bracket challenge. The bracket is not finalized yet, but you can go in and start registering for that.
It's finalized. It's finalized now.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
I believe so. Montreal's playing Toronto. Winnipeg's playing Edmonton. I think that was the last one.
Otherwise, Vegas, Colorado.
Yeah, just 1 second here. I think that was finished though.
I think if Vegas won and Colorado lost.
Where's my phone? No, Colorado needed to win one game, get 1 point. And if Colorado got that, then it was completely done. Because I saw that it was locked up, and I bet they're playing. Yeah, Avalanche win, game over. It's over.
Okay.
And the Blues beat the Wild. So yep, it's official. Vegas will be taking on St. Louis, and Colorado will be taking on Minnesota. And Colorado's got the home ice advantage there.
All right, cool. So then, yeah, the bracket is finalized. Go to
Caulfield netted one tonight.
Let's go.
Scored dude. Oh, let a boy. He got a goal and an assist.
Dope.
Yeah.
So he's got 4 points now.
He's got 4 goals and 1 assist. He's got 5 points on the year. Yeah, and McDavid had 2.
But yeah, so bracket challenge is finalized then, it sounds like. So again, go over to our Instagram or our email as well. Feel free to email us. Just get a hold of us in any way you can if you are unable to find our Instagram. Again, In a League of Their Own podcast. Yeah, check out the link on there. Register, make your picks for the bracket challenge. We're going to be doing giveaways for our merch for the top 3 winners. So free to enter. You get to win some free stuff potentially. So feel free to go check that out, whether you know everything about hockey or you're literally going to make picks based on who you think the coolest mascot is.
And depending how many people we do get in the bracket challenge, could be the top 5 people getting prizes, depending on how many people we get.
Yeah. So go sign up yourself. Tell your friend, tell your grandma, tell your great-great-grand uncle. That's not even a thing.
It's free to enter for a chance to win some super dope merchandise. So who doesn't love winning free shit?
Exactly. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Everybody enjoy the rest of your night /morning. And yeah, we will see you then.
Peace.